Good afternoon, students. Now I'm going to present the concept of GSM architecture. So here the contents of this main presentation is GSM introduction, GSM services, architecture, security, characteristics, advantages, and future. So let us start with the introduction. As I've already explained you in the previous presentation, that GSM is a 2G technology which was used to overcome the disadvantages in analog communication technique, that is first generation. So what is the GSM technology in the world, around the world, and in India? This is a pie graphs. And the services of GSM are teleservices, bearer, data services, supplementary services. These are the services and features I've already explained you previously. Now let us start with the GSM architecture. So this is the architecture. The architecture of GSM consists of three main components, that is three subsystems, that is BSS, NSS, OSS. These are the main three subsystems which covers the GSM system architecture. Let us start with mobile station. Mobile station consists of mobile equipment and SIM, subscriber identity module, and the BSS, base station subsystem. It is consisting of two subsystems. Those are base transceiver station, base station controller, and NSS, network switching subsystem. It consists of MSC, HLR, VLR, AUC, EIR. And the last one, it is OMC. OMC is nothing but Operation Maintenance Center, Operation Support Subsystem. It consists of OMC. So let us start with the BSS. BSS. So BSS, it is also called as radio subsystem. It provides and manages radio transmission paths between mobile station and MSC, and it also manages radio interface between mobile station and all other subsystems of GSM. So each BSS, it consists of many BSC, that is base station controllers, which connect mobile stations to NSS via MSC. So here BTS is nothing but base transceiver station. It encodes, encrypts, multiplexes, modulates, and feeds whatever the RS signals that is coming from the space to the antenna, and it communicates with the mobile station and the base station controller, and it consists of transceiver units. BSC, it manages radio resources for BTS. So I have said you that it manages what is a radio interface that is connecting between mobile station and all the other subsystems of GSM. It will be maintained by BSC, BTS, and it handles all call setup, handoffs, and it communicates with MSC and BTS. And also some of the BTS, they are co-located at BSC, and others are remotely distributed, and those are physically connected to BSC by microwave link. Normally they can be connected through coaxial cables, but for longer distances which is containing of high data, you will be using microwave link. And next, coming to NSS, networks switching system subsystem. The components in this one are MSC, HLR, VLR, AUC, and EIR. So NSS, it manages switching functions of system and allows MSC to communicate with other networks such as PSTN and ISDN. And there are three base registers in this one: HLR, VLR, and AUC. And the MSC, which is nothing but it is a heart of the network. It is also called as MTSO. It manages communication between GSM and other networks, billing information, whatever the call from telephone to landline or mobile to landline, all call processing and billing information on all collection of information has to be done by passing through this MSC. It has mobility management, that is registration, location updating, and inter BSS and inter MSC call handoff. All process will be handled by this MSC. Next, coming to the HLR, home location register, it contains subscriber and location information for each user who resides in the same city as MSC, and it assigns a unique IMSI, which is nothing but International Mobile Subscriber Identity, which is used to identify each home user. Next, coming to VLR, it temporarily stores IMSI and customer information for each roaming subscriber who is visiting the coverage area of particular MSC. Once a roaming mobile is looked in VLR, MSC sends necessary information to visiting subscribers HLR, so that calls to the roaming mobile is routed over PSTN by roaming users HLR. So that is why whenever you move out of the place which your mobile has been subscribed, you will be getting roaming charges. Because of this VLR only, the roaming charges will be applied. And the next one is AUC. It is nothing but it is strongly protected database which handles the authentication and encryption for every single subscriber in HLR and VLR. It contains a register called EIR, which is nothing but Equipment Identity Register. It stores all devices identifications which are registered on this network, and it prevents calls from stolen and unauthorized or defective mobile devices. Next, Operation Maintenance Center, OSS. It supports one or several OMC, that is Operation Maintenance Center, used to monitor and maintain the performance of each mobile station, mobile switching center, base station controller, and dynamic monitoring and controlling of the network is done by OMC. The main functions of this one, actually it has three main functions: to maintain all telecommunication, hardware and network operations, manage all charging and billing activities, manage all mobile equipment in the system, and also storage of software system and data, configuration management, what are the fault reports and alarm handling, performance management. So these are all the functions of the OMC. Security in GSM. The main security in GSM, it can be provided using cryptography key. Whatever the GSM transfer, it transmits the information, it has to be encrypted using cryptography. That key should be known only to the transmitter and also to the carrier. Three algorithms that are specified are A3 algorithm for authentication, A5 for encryption, A8 for key generation. These are the characteristics of GSM standard, which has a frequency band of 900, 1800 megahertz, and a terminal user authentication for fraud control, roaming capability, that is VLR, and the data services speed is very low, up to 9.6 kbps, and it is more compatible with ISDN services, and it supports SMS, which comes under supplementary ISDN services. The advantages of GSM is it has more security and reduced RF transmission power, more roaming capability, international capability, encryption capability for information security and privacy is more for GSM when compared to 1G generation, that is analog system. The applications of GSM are mobile telephony, GSMR, telemetry, and value added services. The future of GSM is second generation, 2.5 generation, third generation, which we'll be discussing in the next presentation. Thank you.